Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop, Sell Online with E-commerce Tools. I'll start by introducing myself. As always, my name is Yung Tran, and I am the Programs Associate for National ACE. National ACE is the National Asian Pacific Islander American Chamber of Commerce and Entrepreneurship. I'm excited to be here today to be your Google expert. These workshops are designed to teach you how to take advantage of all the free resources Google has to offer and to take your business to the next level. So I'm excited that you are here with me today. Let me get myself off the screen for a second. And let's talk about today's agenda. Today's workshop, I'll explain why it's crucial for retailers to sell online. But of course, potential customers need to be able to find your products too. And so I'll be going over two tools. One, the Google Business Profile, and then two, the Google Merchant Center. Then we're going to talk about how to actually sell online with Shopify. And then as usual, recap and resources. So why sell online? Isn't it obvious with being online for the past year and a half, but also every day hundreds of millions of people turn to Google to find and discover and shop. And it's not limited to Google search. It's also with YouTube videos, emails, social media. People, online is your new front door for people to find your product. So 60% of shoppers actually go online first to look at what they want to buy. And online shopping actually drives in-store visits. Like most people might search for inventory online before they actually visit the store. And so they are not disappointed when the store has run out of the product they're interested in, right? And then also 45% of shoppers buy online and then they pick up from the store. And so if you're selling a product, you definitely want to have your online storefront. A little more information about this is that 58% of global purchases are prompted by something that shoppers saw online. And as I just mentioned, 45% of shoppers confirm inventory online before actually visiting the store. So where can your product show up online? Here are a couple of different ways it shows up on Google. There's the Google Business Profile, Google Shopping tab, Shopping Ads, Google Lens, that's a new one. I'll get to that shortly. Google Images and Google Search, as we all know. Did you know that the average online shopping journey has over 140 touch points? The more you touch your customer with your products, the more they are likely to purchase from you. And so it's good to have your product on all of these key touch points. So let's start with Google Business. Your Google Business Profile, this is something I actually touched on before in a previous webinar. If you want to go in depth into how to touch up your Google business, how to start your Google Business Profile, then you can definitely look there. I'll just do a brief overview here. So a business profile helps your business stand out on Google Search and Maps. It's available for businesses that make in-person contact with customers, either in a physical store or in a specific service area. And so here you can see this is what it looks like, what the products would look like if they clicked on it. To get to your business profile, you need to sign in with your Google account. If you have a Google account, you can sign in easily to your business profile. If not, you don't have to sign up for a Google email. You just need to sign up for a Google Business account. And so Just sign in with your regular email and you should be fine. Now, for today's workshop, I'm assuming that you're already signed into Google and you've already created and verified your business profile. Here, to add products, you click on products and it'll send you to the product editor. From there, you can add products. It'll send you through a short journey of the steps that you should take, including adding a price range, description, a button that links to a product details on your page, on the page of your website, I'm sorry, a button that will link to your website for that specific product. You should allow a few minutes for the newly added product to show up online. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Don't panic. It'll probably show up in the next 24 hours. Just give it some time. In the meantime, you can preview how your product will appear to the customer by clicking See It on Google. You can also click on the product to make any changes or delete anything at any time. I would say hold off on adding your product for right now. If you are already using Shopify or any other e-commerce website that already has your products, you can actually import that information onto your Google business profile. And I'll get to that shortly. But if you are importing one by one on the Google business profile, then just do as I just said and then click save. This is what the product looks like when you click on it from the business profile on Google. And moving on, let's talk about the Google Merchant Center. So retailers use the Merchant Center to make their store and product information available to shoppers across Google. The Google Merchant Center is free and you don't need to advertise to add your products on it. But if you do want to advertise your products, then you can show it on shopping ads. But to do that, you need to set up your Merchant Center account. And your Merchant Center account will actually show, once you make this account, your product will show up in a couple different places on Google. So a little more about the Merchant Center. It's a tool that helps you add your store and product data and make it available across all of Google. And it can be Google Shopping, shopping ads, and other Google services. So images, etc., it'll show up. Let's see where the products can appear. Google search results. I'm sure you've been aware when you Google something, you see these nice top line of the different products that popped up with your Google search. And to get your product on there, that's why you need to have your Google Merchant Center set up. And so your product will pop up here too. Your product will also show up on the shopping tab, which is right next to maps. And so if you click on shopping, you'll see the different products that are available on Google that reference what you're searching for, at least in the customer's perspective. A good way to check to see if your product is popping up is to just do a quick Google search of a couple of key terms where your product might appear and see what pops up instead. Does your product pop up or does a competitor's product pops up? What words do they use that you don't use? Or what's working for them that you should, maybe incorporate into your plan? And then Google Images, your product will pop up here too. And if it's a product, it'll have a cute product button at the very bottom of the image. And it means that it's up for purchase. And so if someone clicks on it, they will be sent to your shopping cart. but it can only be linked to your shopping cart if you linked it via the Merchant Center. Google Lens is a new tool. It's super interesting. And so to get Google Lens, you can download it on your phone, any phone, it doesn't matter. And what happens is you take a picture of a product and Google will search online for anything similar and show you different options to purchase said item. This is something that's completely new to Google, and many people might not know about it or may not have been using it yet, but some people are aware of it and using it. And so this is a great way to experiment and see if it works for you. Also, a good way of using this as a business owner is that you might want to take a picture of your product and see what pops up instead. If you're not already on the Google Merchant Center, then you might find people who have similar products from you. Here you can analyze how much they're selling of that similar product, what costs, at what cost, and if they are popular or not. And then last but not least, shopping ads. You've probably seen shopping ads. There are more than text. They incorporate a product photo, the title, the price, the store name, and more. Shopping ads can be used to promote online and local inventory. Local inventory ads help nearby shoppers know what you have in stock, potentially driving more sales to your physical store. In order to run these types of ads, you need a Merchant Center account. So here's the basic process. You create a Merchant Center account, you add your products, connect the Merchant Center to Google Ads, and then create shopping campaigns to advertise your product on Google. Here's a high-level overview on how Google Center works. You'll start by creating a free account. Next, you'll upload your products. Then the products can appear across Google on all the different platforms. And the Merchant Center has an online setup guide available at g.co/merchant center setup. And so if you need more support, if you need more details, then Google has a setup help center for you too. This is just a little, overview on setting up your account. You'll create the account, you'll enter your business information as usual. You'll select customer checkout options. And so this could be on your website, on Google, at your store. It can be all of those. And this is also something you can change anytime. Provide additional information. This is where you might want to add your tools such as Shopify or PayPal or any other tools you might be using. You can opt into helpful emails Google might send you for your business and then agree to the terms of service. An overview of the Merchant Center account is it'll give you an overview of your account, all your products, the performance, how many people have been buying your product, how many clicks have you gotten, all those analytics is on your Merchant Center account. And then you can also monitor your growth. Definitely make sure to verify your business. If you want your customers to see the products available on your website or at your local store, you need to verify your site. And so verification options include Google Analytics, Tag Manager, and then add the HTML file to the website. Two, add your products. And so this might be a little confusing because before I just mentioned adding your products, but that was adding your products to the Google Business Profile. This one is adding your product to the Merchant Center. I know it might be tedious to add it on both, but it's definitely easier when I get into the third section of this. And so hold off for right now, but I'll just go over how to add your product on the Merchant Center. And so you just find the product, you find the product button, click on it, add your product just like you did with the add your product just like you did with the business account. It might look a little different, but it's essentially the same. It'll ask you for the title, the link, the price, etc. If you sell multiple sizes or colors or variations, you can also have that on there. You can also make feeds to make it easier to add multiple products under one section. And so that's something that's internal that you can, that's easier for you. It's not necessarily something that people would see on Google. I'm going ahead of myself because yeah, you add multiple products and then name your feed. And then the finishing step is Google Sheets. And so the Merchant Center is actually attached to Google Sheets to where you can have your items listed on a Google spreadsheet and it would input into the Merchant Center. It'll give you a template to use and you can just upload all that information at once. This is what it looks like here. And then your product will show up on Google Search, Google Shopping tabs, Google Search, Google Shopping tab, Shopping ads, Google Images, and Google Lens. So here is where I will talk about Spotify. I'm talking about Spotify in particular because Shopify is more compatible with Google. If you're using another e-commerce tool, that's fine too. It's just today we'll be focusing on Shopify. So Shopify was founded in Canada 15 years ago and is now being used in 175 different countries. The platform is used by 1 million merchants who collectively have generated over 155 billion in sales using Shopify. During COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, many businesses found themselves needing to pivot to stay afloat. Many offline-only retailers turned to online sales. Some have come out on the other side even stronger thanks to diversifying their business. And so let's get started. Shopify allows you to sell your physical products on your own personalized e-commerce site. And so here is where you can actually take payment. When I was talking about Google Merchant Center and the business profile, they don't actually take the payment for you. They don't actually collect that data when it comes to, I guess, the technical money side. They're only a tool to spread the word out about your product. You should always link it. You should always link your business, your products to your website or to your Shopify website. And so here is an example of what it looks like for the business, the Spice House. As you notice, it looks super professional. It's easy to navigate. The page loads quickly. That's a very key important factor. And everything on the site will show up on Google. Shopify sites are designed to convert at the highest possible rate, meaning it generates the most sales per visitor to your site. And so a little bit about getting an account, you might want to look at the different pricing options. You might want to start the trial just to see how it works for you. Again, if you're using something else, that's completely fine. It's just for this specific webinar, we're talking about Shopify. Shopify will ask you a little bit about yourself and your business. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can skip it. It's okay. Once you've logged into your account, you're logged into the admin section. The admin section will be the control center of your website. You can modify the theme, add products, view and fulfill orders, create email marketing campaigns, view reports, and more. You'll also need to fill in payment delivery and pickup options, tax settings, terms of service, and return policy. And so all the nitty-gritty technical side of the business should be on your e-commerce website. But let's talk about the important thing here, how to get your products on it. And so adding products to Shopify is very similar to adding products in the other two platforms I've just mentioned. You click on the products, you click add, you add all the nitty-gritty details about your product. You might want to add a picture, some keywords, whatever drives into your customer. Make sure you have your product name, description. And definitely don't forget about the price of the product. Once you submitted those details, your product will be ready to sell across all channels. This is the important part, how to connect it to Google. And so I would recommend having all your products on your e-commerce site first and then connect it to Google. Once you connect it to Google, all of that detail of your products will automatically input into your business account, your business profile and the merchant center. And so to connect with Google, specifically with Shopify, there is a add sales channel button and you'll see Google and you just click on the plus sign on the right. When you do that, it'll ask you to sync your products to Google. And to be able to sync your products to Google, it has to meet some requirements. And so the requirements are, one, the site needs to be online and published, so it shouldn't be in draft mode. If you're still working on it, keep on draft mode, but once you're finished and it's great to be public, click publish and it will be live. So it needs to be a live site, one. Two, it needs to have relevant payment and contact information. And then three, you need to have a refund policy and terms of service. And the last thing is countries and currencies you'll be selling in. Once you have all that information on your e-commerce site, it'll be easy peasy to connect with Google. Just make sure that you have a merchant center account because the syncing won't work unless you have an account. And so make sure you set up that merchant center. And this goes a little bit into how to set up your merchant center account, which I already went over. It'll ask you about the product feed settings. And so at this stage, the products have not synced yet. To do that, you need to select the market or country you'll be selling in and your shopping settings. your shipping settings. Finally, you have the option to connect your Google Ads account to get started with smart shopping campaigns. These paid ads help you get your products to appear in front of shoppers on Google, Gmail, Google Search, and across the rest of the Google platforms. To set up a smart shopping campaign, just sync your products and set a daily budget. Google will optimize your campaign and choose the best time and place to show your products to shoppers. And we've covered a lot of ground today and very quickly too. But remember that Google and Shopify are designed to make it easy as possible to get started. You don't have to be good to start, you just have to start to be good. Additional resources. First, Google My Store, a free Google tool designed for retailers who sell online, in-store, or both. You can access it at g.co/Google My Store. As long as you have a website, it can analyze and assess the customer experience. The report evaluates a range of factors such as product information, store details, personalization, and website performance. The tool also measures how fast your site loads and mobile friendliness. You can receive a personal report plus tips to make sure your site is the best it could possibly be. If you would like to watch a 3-minute video tutorial, visit Grow with Google Quick Help playlist at g.co/grow/quick help. And you can look for videos like how can I improve my retail website? Second is the free Google tool called Local Opportunity Finder. You can access it by visiting g.co/local opportunity finder. This tool helps small business owners improve their presence on Google search and maps by analyzing their business profile on Google. If you want to watch a tutorial on that, you can also visit g.co/growonair. Last but not least, you can continue your education with Grow with Google and National A's. Register for free virtual webinars to enhance your digital skills and grow your business with me. Woo! Next week's webinar is on design thinking for entrepreneurs. And so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for being, let me actually show my video for a second. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you all coming out. This webinar was definitely shorter, but it's okay. Everyone loves going home early, and so that's fine. I hope y'all all have a wonderful day. Bye.